Does Ben Simmons have that killer instinct to be that once-in-a-generational type player? Can he improve his jump shot enough to be that once-in-a-generational type player? That's what we're going to talk about today. Kyle Gaffner is here. I'm Adrian Fenke. Power forward rankings are right now. So obviously Ben Simmons is going to be number one. Now you decided to put him as a small forward and a power forward. Let's talk about Ben.
Yeah, I love this kid. Not as much as Brandon Ingram, but the kid's got versatility at the yin yang. He's got great vision. He can run the point. He can even go down low. He's got some moves. He's got great ability to get to the cup. He can take anybody. He can drive past anybody. But does he have that killer instinct? He can rebound. He can lead the break. But does he have that killer instinct to take over a game? That's what I'm questioning about.
Yeah. No, it's a fair question. I saw bits and pieces of it at LSU. I saw it when he played Oklahoma. I've seen it at times, but then there's other times where he doesn't really have it. It's a problem that we've seen with LeBron James pretty much his whole career. But I will say this about baby Bron. He has had the killer instinct since that 2011 NBA Finals. I think he finally kind of learned how to be that star, I guess. They're just unselfish players, and that's just kind of how it is. But they do have to, get that mental edge to them. So we'll see. Ben Simmons is certainly a unique talent that, to me, you can't pass up at number one. But we shall see. Obviously, we all know the strengths of his game, his ability, his vision. His vision is just extraordinary. And what I love about what he can bring to the Sixers is his ability to rebound. You take that ball, you go right down the floor, and that pace and space type of style, that is absolutely perfect for his style of play.
Perfect for running and gunning, absolutely. You get that rebound, you kick out the outlet, and you just go and have some fun, It's fun to watch, kind of like Golden State does. It's up and down the court, and a lot like the Suns were back in the early 2000s, too.
Yeah, absolutely. We've talked about the jump shot before. I will say this, just from watching highlight videos. I don't know if I've made this point on other videos or not, but you can tell his jump shot, well, at least his form has gotten a lot better. His guide hand, his right hand, was always kind of in front of the ball at LSU if you kind of watched him. And if you watch the highlight kind of videos, his Instagram videos, he's got his hand here now. So it's kind of more in the proper position. So he has hit the gym a little bit more. He's working on that jumper. And again, he's got to get that shit down, because if he can get that shit down, he's going to get open shots at the NBA because people are going to fear his driving ability. Absolutely. But if he can get that shot down, he's going to be a top 5 player in the NBA.
I hope so. If he gets that shot down and is consistent with it, look out. Because if he can drive on anybody, he's got the NBA body ready to go already at 19. Kid's going to be something to handle with. I just hope he's got that mentality to take over a game, much like LeBron does.
Yeah, someone from SportsCenter, they had him for a post-game interview one time. And, they asked him about his shot. And he basically said, why do I need to shoot when I can just get to the rim whenever I want? And, that's fine for the college level, but this is the NBA now. So NBA is going to be a little different. People are going to give him that jump shot, and he's got to prove that he has the ability to make it.
To make it. Yep, absolutely, brother.
Yeah, so to go along with that vision and the passing ability and the ball handling, he's got a high basketball IQ too. So he can score in a variety of ways, even though he doesn't really have the best jump shot in the world. I love that he's pretty much ambidextrous. He can finish with the left hand and the right hand. Going to the weaknesses, you got to get that jump shot down. And you can tell when he was in college, he didn't really have the confidence, because he would be wide open and he wouldn't shoot the ball. He would wait. He would pass it off to somebody else, or he'd drive the ball anyway. So that's my thing with him. You got to get the confidence in the jumper, because if you're open, you got to shoot the ball.
Yeah, and what did he take? Three threes all year last year?
Something like that. It was a very, very low number.
I mean, man, you didn't really see too much of his mid-range game either. I just think he got in his head. It's like, why do I need to? I can just drive past everybody. But I don't think he had too much confidence in that jumper. But now that he's got, he's got the right trainers to teach him how, it looks like he's got the right shot going, holding the ball the right way to develop a little bit of a jump shot. It looks good. I hope he keeps working at it because that's how you develop greatness.
Yeah, one of the concerns that people have that I've seen, at least for the Philly influencer kind of comments that I've seen for, the website, they're concerned that he doesn't want to come to Philly, that, he'd rather be somewhere else. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't believe that. I think he's ready to go. I feel like him not working out is I feel like he knows he's going to be the number one pick. And why work out with a team when you could potentially hurt yourself? Look at Joel Embiid 2 years ago. Was consensus number one pick, got hurt during a workout. He dropped to, be as a number 3, but he could have dropped lower if we weren't really high on him. So why throw all that potential or, that money away for one and owning that top pick? It's not worth it. I mean, I don't think he doesn't want to play here. That's silly. Yeah. That's the media just stirring the pot.
That's pretty good right there. I don't really need to lament any further. So I think number 1 for both of us is Ben Simmons. All right, number 2, even though I really don't know too much about this kid, I went Dragan Bender number 2. This is the lone exception that I'm going to have in my lists. He's the only European, I believe, that I've included in any of these things. So he'll be the only one. I'm not going to tell you much about him because I don't know much about him. But apparently he's another one of those 7-foot Europeans that can shoot the ball. So I guess he's like a mini Porzingis because he's not 7'4". He's only like 7'1".
Only 7'1".
Yeah.
And much like the Turks, it seems like a lot of those European guys are all, big, tall guys that are starting to shoot now. It's the trend over there.
Yeah.
Which is, awesome. And we've got a big guy coming over, hopefully, from Turkey that's quite big and can shoot the 3. It's got a really nice shot. I don't really know much about the European players, be it as it may of what I've seen of the highlight reels. I can't make a judgment or an assessment off of that because that's all his strengths. They don't show any of his cons. So, yeah. I'm not going to have him in my top 5. I got Henry Ellison at number 2. Really love this kid's game. They had their up and downs at Marquette this year. They didn't really excel like I thought they would. I thought they had a better team than the way they played. Kid's got a versatility of moves. He's really soft feet. He's very ambidextrous. He's got great footwork down the post, and he's got a nice shot too. I think he shot over he hit 30 or 40 threes this year. He's great at the line. The only weakness I think he has is he's not very athletic, so he could get hurt with the stretch 4s, and he's pardon me. He could get hurt with the stretch 4s, and his defense is lacking a little bit. He had some decent blocks, but, when you're facing these athletic monsters in the NBA, you're going to get hurt a little bit. He kind of reminds me of Kevin Love coming out of UCLA.
Okay. All right, number 3 for me, maybe a surprise. I don't know. Marquise Chris.
Yeah, buddy.
Washington. He is, I'll tell you what, he's got boomer bust written all over him, but I love his athleticism. Oh, he is explosive. And he's long, athletic. Like I just said, he's explosive. He's a really good rebounder. Unbelievable shot blocker. That's the thing I immediately noticed when I watch Washington games, how he gets off the floor, the timing, how he can block shots. He's even a pretty good shooter for a guy his size. So I like him. The problems with him, he's very, very raw. He needs to add some strength.
Mm-hmm.
He's not always the most confident player in the world. But he's explosive. He's going to finish the alley-oop. He's like Nerlens Noel a little bit.
Yeah, he is. I have him at my number 3 as well. Dude, he's exciting to watch. He really is. He leaps out of the gym. He blocks three shots. He's got very quick feet. For his size, he can really get it off the floor really quick. He hit 35% behind the 3. He does need to bulk up a little bit, but he can score in a multitude of ways. Lobs, jump hooks. He's got a nice shot. He's a pretty good shimmy shake, actually, too, that I'd like to see. He gets 4 offensive rebounds a game, so The dude just gets and he's a smart player too. So he goes to where he needs to be on the court. But is that going to, he does have the biggest home run potential, but he does have that big bust potential. Kind of like Noah Vonleh coming out 2 years ago. Dude had huge boomer bust, and he really hasn't done anything in the NBA as of now, and he had huge potential. So he kind of reminds me of him coming out of Indiana a couple years ago.
Okay. Number four, I got Domantas Sabonis from Gonzaga. We'll see. Maybe because I like Gonzaga a lot, and I really like his game. I love how fiery he is, and the passion that he plays with, the motor that he has. Really, really good rebounder. He's got a uniqueness to his game. He's not like a great jump shooter or anything, but he's got different ways of attacking offensively. Really physical kid. I kind of like him a little bit.
I like him too.
Yeah, I went Sabonis number 4.
I got him at number 4 too. He's got great lineage too. He reminds me of his pops, but just a lot more fiery. Like his dad was like, that rough and tough guy. He had a really awkward jump shot, but he could score in a multitude of ways. But he's like chippy almost, And I love Gonzaga. And when I saw that name, I'm like, I had no idea he had a son. And I watched him play. I'm like, that's a spitting image of his pops out there. I think he needs a little work on his post game a little bit. Maybe shed a little bit of weight to help with his athleticism. But the kid's got game. I think he's going to be pretty good, actually. Nice.
I think his motor and his passion and the way he plays is going to get him through.
It could.
Yeah. All right. Number 5. That's where I got Henry Ellenson. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I went number 5 with him. I don't know. I'll tell you what. For a white kid, he's athletic. So he might actually be the exception to my white kid rule. So yeah, I like him a little bit. Yeah, you kind of referenced this. Marquette struggled last year. I don't even know if they got to 500, but Ellenson was pretty good. I love the way he can handle the ball for a guy his size. He can take the ball, you can give it to him on the wing, and he can get to the 10. So he can bang you inside. He can get to the 10 from the outside. Pretty versatile kid. So I got him number 5.
Yeah, I really like his game. He's definitely going to go top 10 for me. I got number 5. It was a tie between Bryce Johnson and DeAndre Davis out of Michigan State. We talk about Bryce Johnson, great rebounder, guy that can very athletic, can jump, dunk a lot. I don't really think he's an offensive-minded guy. I think he gets a lot of cheap points. He kind of did lead North Carolina, but it was a lot of energy plays, almost to say. High rebounder, did the dirty work. So I mean, somebody that can come off the bench. I don't think he's that impressive. And Davis is just one of those guys that got coached by Izzo. He's got a lot of fire. He's got a little bit of shot. I think he should have stayed. I don't think he should have came out this year. But that's that rule we were talking about. These one and done kids. So that's my number 5. It's tied.
Yeah, there's a couple pretty good power forwards in this class. I mean, Bryce Johnson and Deontay Davis, those are like first round talents. So some other names I'm kind of curious about. I'm curious how Ben Bentel's going to be at the pro level. I believe he led the Big East in scoring this year as Providence. The biggest question mark for me, Scalabissiere from Kentucky. Yeah, he was supposed to be the top 3 pick. He stunk it up at Kentucky. He did get a little bit better as the year went on. He got better there at the end. He kind of made more of an impact, but he's a kid I'm concerned about. Quite frankly, he probably should have came back to school.
He definitely should have went back to school. I don't know why. I mean, you were projected a top. I guess that guy. Like, but he's got some nice. But he's just very raw. I mean, he looked. Yeah. I mean, he looked a lot when he was at Kentucky.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got some problems here with the hangout. You see, you noticing that with it's going back and forth there.
Yeah, it's echoing.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty much going to finish anyway. I didn't really name any more guys, but yeah, well, I'm about to do a flyer show anyway. So I guess we could end it now. Any final thoughts before you want to get out?
The strength of this draft class is the small forward, power forward class. Actually, it's the strongest of the two. So who knows? Maybe Henry Ellison could be the best player coming out of this draft. I think there's other guys other than Ben Simmons and Brandon Ingram coming out that could really make an impact to team. That could be all-stars or even superstars coming out. So I feel like they get lost in their shadow almost. So I'd like to see them get a little bit of credit too and see how they do.
All right. I guess since we're kind of back to normal here, I'll throw a couple more names out real quick. We got Robert Carter. I'm curious about him from Maryland. There's a small school name that I got. He played with Elfrid Payton at Louisiana Lafayette. Sean Long. Another small school kid named Jameel Warney of Stony Brook. Yeah, he's a guy that was a great rebounder at Stony Brook. We'll see how that translates to the NBA. Who else I got? I'm trying to think of other names. I really don't have any more. Zach August from Notre Dame, maybe.
Poitras?
That's about it. Who's that?
Poitras?
Yeah, he could be all right. Alex Poitras. Kyle Wilcher is from Gonzaga. He's a shooter. I don't know how well he's really going to be. He kind of disappointed this year. He was supposed to be a stud, and he really he wasn't that great. Other than that, I got nothing else. So yeah,
I feel like these guys' skill sets are just limited. They have one. That's one thing that they do well. It's either shooting, rebounding, energy. So there's just some second round picks, but energy off the bench. They're not superstars.
All right, that's about it. I gotta get out. I got a flyer show to do in 5 minutes. Good luck to me. Later, guys. Kyle Gafter, I'm Adrian. Thank you. We're out.
Later.